where's the fun in that? The look, that was the fun in that.
I get to keep my dignity. That's the fun part. Oh, I guess I ended up switching it on accident. All right, well, cool. Legit. All right, guys. Hopefully Willie is able to jump on here, and when he does, we'll go ahead and throw him on in. But until then, we're going to go ahead and proceed. Sound like a plan? Cool. All right. Well, hello everybody out there in Twitchlandia. Thank you for joining us. It's always nice to play games with people and hang out and have fun and that whole thing. We just appreciate you guys who are watching. We're fixing to play Glow in the Dark, which is a hack of John Harper's wonderful tabletop role-playing game called Blades in the Dark. So it's essentially like a mod, is a good way to think about it. This is a post-apocalyptic landscape similar to kind of like Mad Max. So for those of you who are tuning in for the first time, I hope you enjoy it. I think it'll be lots of fun. It'll be lots of fun. But before we jump in, and before I recap and that whole 9 yards, and get into some new mechanics that we're going to jump into, I'm going to have everybody go ahead and introduce themselves. So I'll, your name, your character. And given that we are, been pretty consistently talking about, what's the word I'm looking for? Given that we've been pretty consistently talking about, like, thriving in the wasteland, the post-apocalyptic waste, that whole thing, what we're going to do today, the question is going to be, if you... Oops. If you... Golly, I'm trying to fix something on the stream. There we go. And it didn't do anything. Fantastic. There we go. If you were in a post-apocalyptic land, right? We've already talked about like what's the number one resource you would have, what's the tool you would have, what are the neighbors that you'd like to have. I think we've even asked like what would your road look like, what's your preferred post-apocalyptic setting. So what kind of a faction would you like to be part of? There are people who are raiders, there are like cults, there are, that whole thing. If you can envision in your mind, would you be like a vault dweller, right? Envision for yourself like your preferred faction if you were in the post-apocalyptic wasteland. What would that look like? And we'll take it from there. Fair enough?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Hi, I'm not Irish and I'm playing BAM. No, I'm kidding. I'm outlawed. I'm playing Ash. She's still a liar. Following her kind of vibe, I think I'd quite like to be part of like a group of not necessarily like ruthless raiders, but the kind of people that take what they can, trade for what they need. At least look useful to someone that's not me. I'll take that and get what is useful to me.
So punch below your weight and trade above your weight.
Oh nah, like a good deal of punching everywhere and trading everywhere.
Gotcha. So you just wouldn't care.
Yeah.
All right,
I feel like that's the only way you gonna have some interesting stuff. Is that Booch?
That's the Booch. It's my Mystic Mango Booch.
God.
It's back.
Nice. Oh, I'm knocking things over. But yeah, Raiders.
What would help you not knock things over?
Booch.
Mystic Mango Booch.
Why do you have that when I have apple juice?
It's not Booch. Chester says, look at all these stinky people.
You stink.
Wow.
All right. The ew crew.
So funny. No one.
That's such a childish name, but I also got to give props for it because it's pretty on point. You have to come up with something to tease him in a future session that he's on.
Yeah, good point. No, I'm never awake at that time.
That's true. Okay, well, let's keep going, introducing our friends and the like.
Hi, I'm Ayana and I play Vi. And what would I do? I think I'd be hauled up below ground somewhere, in some huge lair.
So like a
that
vault
nobody
dweller.
knew was there. Yeah, hoarding, old technology and stuff. Basically, yeah, we'd be pretty powerful because of all the stuff we'd got. But people just they'd leave us alone because they wouldn't know we were there. And then we'd have people sort of, going out, venturing out, and bringing back cool things.
Cool
Stuff that I've
things.
taken.
Little
from people,
raiding
yeah.
parties, yeah.
Excuse me.
And we'd
All right.
probably blame it on Outlawed slot.
Oh, I was gonna say, can I just not be part of your raiding party? That sounds cool.
Well, we could maybe hire you for that, I guess.
Sick.
The way that your mom just said, like, I guess to you, it's kind of
Yeah, well,
feels kind of disrespectful. Your tribe should take her tribe out.
yeah, you're right.
Okay. Well, cool. Well, let's keep going on here. Last but not least.
Hello. I'm Vindo and I play Stray. As far as man, I'm gonna have to go with the raiding tribe and then just get like post-apocalyptical like Viking. I think that would be the funnest.
Post-apocalyptic Viking. That's what you said, correct?
Yeah.
That sounds pretty cool. That sounds cool as hell, actually.
If we have to fight those guys in this, not cool, bro.
Did you? That's a great idea. I think I'm gonna steal that, by the way. So.
Oh shit!
Now look what you've done.
I know. I'm sorry.
Hey, I mean,
Add
at
it
least,
to the
we,
apology list.
at least we get to find someone that lives in a train. I mean, he hasn't stole that idea from me.
Add it to the apology list. That's so fucking passive aggressive.
4.5. My 4.5 part apology.
Oh my gosh, I love it. All right, well, hi. I am your friendly neighborhood GM, the Prankster, and we're here playing Glow in the Dark. And I guess if I had to be part of a group in like the post-apocalyptic wasteland, man, I think I get my ass beat. But have y'all ever played like Fallout 3? So in Fallout 3, there is this faction that, like, if I'm being honest about who I would be in the post-apocalyptic wasteland, in Fallout 3, there's this faction that lives on like a beached or stationary aircraft carrier or like large ship, like in the harbor. And one of the guys is like a priest, except he's not like, it's like his theology's all kind of weird, and so like Mary. The Virgin Mary, I think, is kind of like their focus as opposed to Jesus or whatever. And so I think like that's probably what I would have ended up like. I'd end up being is like I'd be like, oh yeah, no, like it'd be like some weird offshoot of Christianity that I probably would be drawn to, and I probably would be like a practitioner of that or like some adherent or acolyte. So kind of a cult.
So you
cult.
You worship
I hear
the
him cult.
stable in which
Yeah.
Jesus was born.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Excuse me,
Yeah.
I don't care about Jesus.
All hail the great inn.
Well, the
Oh,
Virgin
hail.
Mary gave birth.
All hail the great stable that brings us life.
Oh,
Cool.
as a side note, my crew would be called the Traders, but spelt like Raiders with a T in front of it because we live on a train.
Nice.
That's actually pretty badass. I'll take it.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Well, let me go ahead and drop these awesome post-apocalyptic images that our friends are seeing here. Boop. And we're going to get to our game. You guys ready?
Yep.
No.
Wow. Okay. All right. So
Would be more ready.
our last session was pretty much finishing out this huge encounter that you guys had. It was massive. You were essentially going to the Thunder's Children right after a moment of reverie and worship and trying to take back the dogs, the puppies that they had essentially kidnapped from your group. Or well, actually, from Stray and his people, his pack, in kind of like an abandoned building in the dunes. You guys were able to retrieve these puppies, as well as a new ally, a new friend, a child who goes by the name of Charlie, who has his own badass car and who you personally saw gun down multiple Thunder's Children cultists. Afterwards, you've got all of these prisoners that you guys have set free. You have either told them that you were going to... You know what? I didn't think about this before, but that's actually really huge. You said that you guys are going to bring them back to their original groups or give them a place if they did not have one, correct?
Yep.
Yeah.
I
You know what?
definitely said that.
I didn't think about it in the moment. It's only now that I'm saying it, but there should be a reward for that. There should be some type of reputation increase with multiple neutral factions. Because you're returning some of their people, and I think that they would be super happy about that. So, we're going to do that. But let me finish this recap. You guys essentially finish this combat. There's a moment where you're kind of like, Irish's character, Bam, really fixes up Charlie's car because it got a flat tire. In fact, she makes it better than new because she rolled a critical success. Which is probably part of the reason why he's like, yeah, I'll join you guys. You guys are great in his Muppet voice. Hi, everybody. Something like that. I don't remember.
I'll join you.
Did you guys know I could do a Kermit the Frog voice?
No.
Hi, everybody. My name is Kermit the Frog, and today we are here to talk about why Miss Piggy needs to leave me the fuck alone. So... it's my best Kermit the Frog. Thank you. So that's where we left off. Now, we did some XP, disseminating XP to make certain that everybody was on the same page. We kind of talked about reputation. We talked about your tribe. We took care of a lot of the downtime activities. We've done payoff. You guys got the puppies, which is huge. We are actually going to we're going to put that on your tribe sheet, by the way, because that is a huge asset that you have gained. We've already done heat. We've not done the entanglement roll, which we'll be getting to here shortly. But before we do the entanglement roll, I want to take care of the assets for the puppies, as well as reputation increases with multiple groups. Fair enough? Yeah. So let's go ahead and bring up your character sheets, if you'd be so kind. And go to your tribe area of your character sheets. For those of you who are watching, you should be able to see theirs. I've created a separate sheet so I don't mess around with them when they're kind of working through things. So one of the things that we're going to do here... Excuse me. Yikes. One of the things that we're going to do here... Yikes.
Yeah, drink some booch.
Yeah, I need some booch. I got a little pistachio.
Oh no. It's because you didn't share the pistachio.
It is. You know, like the flake of the pistachio, like in the inside of the shell? That's what it was like. It was like on my vocal cord.
God.
Okay, so I've been doing some learning. I've been doing some lurbing about Blaze in the Dark, a little bit of reading. And now we have talked about how you guys can get upgrades through like long-term projects, and that is still very, very true. I'm not discounting that at all. However, you can also gain access to tribe upgrades by stealing them from other groups or finding them in the wasteland.
Oh.
Man, we've been doing this wrong the whole time.
A little bit. That's a little bit on me because I've been trying to, I've been trying to kind of like layer in rules because it's like a lot at first, right?
Yeah.
And so, so what we're gonna
I don't
do?
think we've really been in a position where we could steal much, so I think we're good.
Yeah, I think like we've had like 3 essentially runs now. The first one, was kind of like, this is an introductory to the game. That was when you guys raided that farm. The second one was more of your choice. That was, I forgot what the second one was.
Checking out that
Scouting
place
out
for the
that
sheltered.
place.
That's right, checking out the place for the shelter. That's where you met Stray. And then the third one was...
That wasn't the second one. That was the third one. The second one was the tomatoes, wasn't it? Or was that the first one? Oh, Shazbot.
First,
Okay.
yeah. So what we're going to do here is I'd like for you to go to your tribe upgrades, and I'd like for you to mark pet/special. And that is going to indicate the puppies that you guys have under your tribe upgrades. Make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Furthermore, we're going to go to contacts. Roll20 is crashing on me, so I'm going to keep talking and hope that it just kind of like works itself out while I'm kind of working on some of these other things. I'm going to go ahead and go to our factions here, and what I'm going to say is I'm going to choose 3 different factions that you guys are going to get a +1 to for returning their people. Specifically because you said that was what you were going to do. And so I think that type of behavior should, you guys are getting your ass kicked on the reputation front too. So I'm certain that everything here can help. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to roll. Actually, I'm going to have you guys roll because it's fun. But you might have to tell me what you actually roll based on my issues with Roll20. Fair enough? Mm-hmm. Go ahead. First, somebody roll me a D4. And then tell me what you roll.
A 2.
2. Okay. Now go ahead and roll me a 1, 2, 3, a D6.
A 2.
A 2. Okay. You have the first group of people, and you guys can put a +1 next to them, that you have... This actually works out really well. This works out very well. The first group that you have kind of allied with, or have returned people to, I imagine like Charlie or Bam drops them off, is a group called the Blacktop Society. So you'll gain a +1 with them. This Blacktop Society are speed freaks and death racers who hunt the dwindling asphalt strips and packed earth boulevards of the wasteland. They're nomadic, stopping every once in a while to host races and vehicular death matches where they tempt newcomers with prizes of fuel and parts. They never turn down a race.
Charlie would love them.
They never turn down a race and dedicate their lives to the Big 3, which are the pre-war automotive deities. It's amazing.
Oh my god. We need to do
So
a
is it
school
Ford,
event just to
Chevy,
go
and like
racing, basically.
GMC?
I'm thinking that's got to be what they got it. They got to be like Ford, Chevy, and DMC. Yeah, absolutely. That makes sense. They are essentially a fleet of fast cars and bikes with a supply train of armed pickups and RVs that carry the society's water, fuel, and tools. If it helps you, they are a +1, a tier 1. So I don't know how you want to indicate that on your sheets, but they are a tier
There's no
1.
space.
There's no space? Okay, I'm going to go ahead and restart Roll20. So for those of you who are in chat, my apologies. I'm going to have to pop some things back out again. Shouldn't be a minute. All right, so that's awesome, and I imagine like Outlaw, you come. I'm gonna say all of you are there. Like you guys are dropping all of them off together. This is kind of like your way of making good, kind of in the wasteland.
It's a safe way to do it.
Yeah, and there is this guy comes up to you and he says, "Oh my gosh, this is amazing. I love this." He comes up, he's like, My name's Dallas. And he looks at you, and this is his description. And this is his description in Glow in the Dark. Nicolas Cage.
Yes.
So a guy named Dallas, who looks a lot like Nicolas Cage, comes up and he's like, "You guys saved some of our people. Thank you." And he looks at 3 of them, and he's like, "Blazer, laser, phaser, gazer, jazer. How'd you guys get caught like that?" And they all kind of like put up their hands. And then Nicolas Cage is like, "Get in here. You got to get to work on some cars. Thank you. We appreciate you guys. Any,
So the Azers are taken care of.
yeah. We're still
You're
missing.
welcome, Dallas.
We're still missing Mazer.
We'll look out for it.
Yeah. Dallas has got your back. It gives you finger guns. He's like, I think I've actually heard about you guys from the Sheltered. We're cool with them. I think you guys are cool with them too, right?
Yeah. Yeah, we went in and checked out some places for them.
It's cool. I know that we really don't like the Night Riders. Fuck those guys.
Oh my god,
They're
fuck
always-
those guys.
They're always on our territory, thinking they could come in and race us, and we're like, fuck that, we're gonna beat you.
Have
And
you
we
seen
do.
how slow their cars are? Like, fucking hell.
They're the worst. Spits on the ground. He's got a leather jacket, by the way. I'm imagining him in a leather jacket and leather pants, even though the sun is like high noon, and he's clearly sweating, but he refuses to compromise his look.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense.
True Nicolas Cage fashion.
True Nicolas Cage faction. Shoot, I gotta... Yeah, there we go. Hopefully now I can reload Roll20. It was being a butt.
Yes. Well, I'm gonna give Dallas, our radio or whatever radio frequency, and you know, like we help you, you help us. I think we can. It's good to have another ally out here.
We got your back. Well, I mean, like, you gotta do a lot for us to be your ally. but
Well,
you guys seem okay helping out Blazer, Laser,
Oh
Phaser,
my god.
Gazer, and Dazer.
I think there was a Dazer in the first.
You're welcome.
We get Dazer and Jazer confused all the time. So stupid, I'm sorry. Okay.
It's on yourself.
I did. So they have people listed here as Blaze, Laser, and Blazer, and so I was like, I'm gonna run with that. That sounds fun. Okay, cool. So that's one group that you've made contact with. I think I said a total of 3 groups total. I was gonna give you a +1 to. So go ahead and roll me another D4, and we'll introduce you to them as you're dropping them off. Fair enough?
Someone else do it. Everyone can take
I'll
one.
do it. Like
Yeah, go for it.
3 of us, 3.
3.
Okay, 3 is your first one. Go ahead and roll me a Shasbots. I'm having to I got like a million tabs open on one screen. All right, now go ahead and roll me a D5, actually. And we'll see what you get. And if you don't know how to do it, you can type /R in chat, space, 1D5. Perfect.
Ooh.
Okay, this is another tier 1 group. Let me read up on them before I. Okay, they don't have anything fun like the last one. I mean, they're fun, but okay.
Wow. You mean they don't have like Owen Wilson in there or something?
Shoot. Okay. This guy directs you to a hospital. Apparently, it's a buried hospital in the dunes. He's like, some of these people are like, thank you, we really appreciate where we don't, and you can tell that they look sunburned. They aren't dealing with the elements as well as everyone else. And as you come up to this hospital, you see a bunch of these people coming out in what appear to be like heavy protective encounter suits. They are it's not like powered armor. I think the way that they're kind of describe it is it feels more like a hazmat suit, if that makes any sense.
So it's a bunch of gingers.
Yeah, it's a bunch of gingers in these heavy protective encounter suits, and they're like,
These are my people.
"Thank you. We are so grateful that you have rescued Neville, Crichton, and Weaver, and Fraser. Thank you. If there's anything we could do to help you in the future, we'd of course. So grateful that they're back. Oh, we are the Sleepwalkers, and my name is Gerard. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Gerard.
Yes. We need to get them back in their suits because we're not certain about how the wasteland affects one's DNA and the like, and so we need to make certain that they're not changed, with the glue and everything like that. So, get in there, Neville. Go. You too, Pravda. And he keeps like shooting him in there, and they eventually run into what appears to be it says like Saint Vincent's or some other type of hospital. Is there anything we could do to help you all? Please, if ever hurt or injured, we'd be more than willing to be of assistance.
I will step forward right now and be like, I'm hurt.
You are.
Oh.
You are hurting.
Oh, wow, you are quite hurt. Well, please, yes. And so, you know what? I think you guys got lucky with this one, just based on your die roll. So yeah, I'll go ahead and give you guys I'll give anybody one free healing roll if they'd like it. Recovery. That makes sense. Like, you're there, you've helped out their people, they want to return the favor, and, sometimes, at least what I've learned in life, is that just as important as helping people towards, like, a relationship is letting them also help. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because nobody likes to feel like they're in debt.
I was gonna say, also in a wasteland kind of setting, no one would want to be in debt to someone.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So yeah, they're very willing to let us help you out. And so I'm gonna give they're a tier 1, but they're also in a hospital. So I'm gonna say that gives them a bonus to their, like, they have specific
Supplies and stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. So what I'm gonna say is they get 2d6. Everybody will get a 2d6 on a heal. So who do we want to start with?
Would they heal my dog?
Yeah, they would absolutely heal your dog.
Fuck yes. All right, I'll take it. 'Cause I got to roll 2.
Okay, cool. All right, so here we go. Who's this for first? You guys tell me.
Little bro. This is for little bro first, because he's probably the most jacked.
It's for the little brosker. Little broski. God, why did I turn into a douche?
You said it.
I know. That's why I'm criticizing myself. Okay, 2d6. Here we go for little bro. If it decides to ever roll. You know what?
Am I rolling it or are you rolling it?
Oh, that's a good point. Do you want me to roll it or do you want to roll it?
Well, I already rolled it. It was a 4 and a 3.
Oh, okay. Well then, yeah, that's fair to me then. So, according to our healing clock, according to downtime, which you should find lower down there, is recover. When you fill a clock, each harm is reduced by 1 level. So, in this case, little bro's healing clock, is at 2 out of 4. So, give him a little bro healing clock, 2 out of 4. That'll be helpful for him. Let's go ahead and do Stray next. Fair?
Yep.
Oh, shoot. I keep trying to roll for you. You roll for yourself, bud.
Well, unless yours is better, then I'll take that.
No, he rolls really bad for healing. Don't do it.
I do.
okay.
It's true.
Well, nice.
It's true. It's like my dice know.
Ooh.
Ooh.
All right.
Ugh.
Ooh.
So
Shazbot.
that is a 1 out of. He's like, your wounds are great. We'll try better next time, but you'll want to keep an eye on that. So that'll just be 1 out of 4 on your healing clock, but at least it's something.
Why do I feel like I was given 2 aspirin and told to call them in the morning?
We wasted a lot of supplies on your dog. I'm so sorry. He was quite injured. We know that you're human, but we really care about the dog, and we don't want anything to happen to him. Cool. All right, so let's go ahead and do Ash.
I got dropped on my head. Do you think you can just like check me out? Make sure I'm like,
Mm-hmm. Yes.
real bad back there.
We can absolutely try. No promises. You might be dead, though. Go ahead and roll
believe in
2d6.
you. I have so much belief in you.
You can roll it, or I can roll it. Oh, you already rolled it. All
There
right.
we go.
That is a 2 out of 4 for your clock.
So, thanks.
You're very welcome. Glad to help you.
Yeah.
Basil, please come help this woman. All right, Vi, how are you doing? Like I said,
Mine's been roughed
Basil.
up since the trip to get tomatoes, but she's just been like, whatever. But yeah, she'll give her the once over, I guess.
All right. There, then. Go ahead and roll me 2d6, Aya. Why can't I get rid of these?
Nice.
Nice. All right. Oh, just shy of a crit. All right. So Aya. I should have been telling you guys about this. This is another thing I've screwed up on. Actually, no. I think I have told you about this. When you roll, especially on a downtime activity like we're doing here, you can use a supply to increase the effectiveness of a roll. In this case, you would go from a 6 to a critical, which means that instead of a 3 out of 4 on your healing clock, you would have a 5, which means that your healing would essentially, like your roughed up condition, would just disappear. Like they would fix you right here. So you can choose to do the 3 out of 4, or you can choose to spend 1 supply from either yours or the tribe's to increase the significance of the healing.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna use my supply.
Cool. Awesome. All right, so then your roughed up condition is just gone. You can go ahead and get rid of that.
Yay.
Cool. I'm assuming Bam would definitely want to take advantage of that.
Yeah.
But she actually doesn't have any harm.
Oh.
So, I'm fine. I don't know how to do Dib's voice. That sounds close, though.
Yeah, sure.
And then, wow, a lot of judgment coming from you. And then I think, I want to say Charlie might be a little bit injured, too. He's got a bruised
He
arm.
got bruised, yeah.
So come here, kiddo, one of them says, brings him on over, and I guess I will roll for him then. I don't know why it's not rolling when I... Okay, well then I guess I'm just going to roll it. I'm going to roll real dice, because I want to. It's a 1, oh no, it's a 4 and a 3. So he gets a 2 out of 4 on his clock for healing.
Good, Charlie.
I'll be right back. I gotta go grab the kid.
You're good, you're good.
Yeah.
All right, so clock name healing, 2 out of 4 for Charlie. Okay, cool. So, we're grateful for you returning our people, and should you need a hand in the future, please. I believe I may have heard of your group from a mutual ally we have called the Sheltered. Which, it's so funny because that's what you rolled, and that's what it said on the faction. So you got this kind of like little coalition without like even trying for it to happen. There's multiple people who are now kind of like in with the Sheltered. Kind of fun. All right, and so last group. Go ahead and roll me a d4 to start off with to see who the final kind of people you help out is. I think it's funny you guys have gotten 2 tier 1s. I'm kind of waiting for you to get like a really like a big brother type ally, you know, like he's gonna kick your ass.
Go 3.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me a d5.
You do it.
Actually, you know what?
Okay.
You know what? I kind of want to spread this out a little bit. So
No, okay.
So that would give you guys another... I'm the GM. I'm going to do what I want. All right, go ahead and roll me a d5. Three. Okay. Well...
You don't sound happy about that.
Okay, so I'm going to let you guys choose for this one. That 3, according to my original table that I was kind of like having you guys roll on in my head, would end up being the Sheltered, which would mean you would just gain a +1 with them, meaning your relationship with them increases to a +2, which means you guys are like almost on the cusp of being allies. The other option, because the thing that I was like, I want to kind of spread it out, was because that D4 was... There are factions that are dealers, raiders, relics, and shepherds. Dealers are people who like can get you stuff. Raiders are, you know, that's kind of self-explanatory. Relics are groups like you that like to accumulate technology, kind of have a focus on that. And shepherds are more kind of like culty type groups. When you guys rolled a 3 again, that ended up as a relics. And so I was like, oh, well, I kind of want to spread it out because you already have multiple kind of contacts now within that. And there's some you guys don't have any in, like any context with. So I was going to actually change it to dealers, which are like groups of people who can get you stuff. I'm not going to tell you anything about this group, their tier or anything. I'm just going to give you the option. You could take an additional +1 with the sheltered to increase your relationship with them, or I can give you this new contact who are dealers. Your choice. But I'm not going to tell you anything about it.
What tier were the sheltered again?
Say what?
What tier were the sheltered?
2.
Okay. What do you think, Gaia?
See, that's a tough one because it would kind of make sense. We've helped all these sort of friends of the sheltered, like the last two, so it would kind of make sense that they look upon us slightly more favourably now. But at the same time, it would be quite nice to have,
More friends.
Yeah, someone from a different area. So, I don't know.
It's up to you guys. I'm reading about this group right now, and I will go either way. I'm going to let you guys make that choice. Mostly because I think it's fun. And we're all here to have fun, right?
No, I'm here to win.
We're all here to have fun and just enjoy one another's company, right? All right.
Maybe just like.
Should we roll for it?
Yeah.
Sure, if you'd like to go ahead and roll for it, go for it. I'll tell you what, roll me a 1d6. We'll say a 1 through 3 is a sheltered, and we'll say 4 through 6 is this other group that is the dealers.
Okay.
Dealers it is.
Dealers it is. All right, you have rescued people from the group called it's called Black Sand. Black Sand, you come up to this fortress. It is like between the roads and boxes. It is a walled refinery fortress. Several tanker trucks and outrider vehicles with convoys flank these people, like going in and out of this facility. It looks like, I imagine like you're kind of like looking from maybe an overpass, and you're able to kind of like look down a little bit. And it is a sprawling, squalid shantytown market right outside of Black Sand's walls. There are a handful of roads guarded by what appears to be some other groups. Oh my gosh. This is going to be fun. This is hilarious. Okay, so this is the group. And I imagine like you come up to the market and it's pretty hopping. Lots of people kind of doing their things. You can imagine how alive the market is. In fact, let's get some market sounds. Huh? People are hawking all kinds of wares. I got scrap, I got gears, and I imagine Bam would be like in heaven because there's all kinds of shit that they're selling. Eventually, you probably are able to find some guards. Some of the people that you have in tow that you've kind of like rescued, you bring them there, and they're able to vouch for you. And the group says, these guards are like, they seem very like serious. We're gonna have to kick this up, but is that you, Bob and Phil? He's like, yeah, no, we got captured by Thunderous Children. They were going to sacrifice us, and these guys are going to save us. And it's like, oh God. Well, thank you. We'll have to get you an audience with the king. The king. That's what he says. We'll have to get you an audience with the king.
Okay.
And as you enter this fortress, there is this. The only way I could describe it is like it's like a. In the refinery itself is this place, and you see what appears to be like these circle discs on the wall in various colors, and you see like different. You could see like these like weird clothing that does not look like it fits in this place at all. And you can see these like instruments that almost look like figure eights, but with like a stick coming out the top. And the guards kind of like look down and they're like, all right, the king, would you please, the king, we would like for you, this group has brought in some of our people, and we just thought it would be wise for you to give them thanks. So this guy comes down, and he's wearing a white jumpsuit with sequins, and he's got this,
Oh my
what
God.
appears to be
I
this
knew it.
black wig. It's kind of like curled, and he comes down like this, and he's like, oh, yeah. Oh, I'm so glad you saved my people. And then he kind of like does a little this and does like some gyrating of his pelvis. I gotta be honest, we were missing Bob and Phil as well as some of our other folks. So thank you very much for bringing them back.
You're very welcome, Your Majesty.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. We want to keep our people safe. Black Sands, of course, always you're always welcome here to come and hawk your trades or trade for oil.
Well, thanks. I appreciate that.
Yeah. And then he kind of like, yes, how can I help you?
I was gonna say before we go, a lot of people come through here. You know, it looks incredibly busy. You wouldn't happen to know? You wouldn't have to heard anything about a guy named the Broker?
Or saying the king's not enough for you?
No,
Saying you need
that's
somebody
not-
else?
That is not what I'm saying.
Is that what
at
you're
all.
saying there, guards? And they're like, I don't know what he's saying there, king. Just kind of stays quiet. Then he looks at you with like eyes.
See, you seem nice. This person doesn't. Well, it's not.
Oh,
It's not very
well,
nice.
appreciate that. Thank you very much. I've not heard of any broker, but if I would, I'd definitely give you a heads up.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
You're very welcome. Thank you very much. And he's out, and there's like a cloud of smoke, poof, and he's gone. But you can actually see that he's actually like 20 feet away, and he's just like actually ran, trying to make like he disappeared.
Nice.
This guy is literally called the King, and it says Elvis obsessed, jealous, and fickle.
Amazing.
I know, right? I was pretty excited. I saw that and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so happy. All right, so you guys got 3 new allies out of rescuing some of those prisoners.
Cool. Out of curiosity, what tier were Black Sand?
Tier 3.
Oh, damn. Good traders, yeah.
Yeah, they're well, let me double check here. I want to say tier 5 is the highest, but it might be actually the highest tier is tier 4, and there's
I
only
was gonna say we have 4 dots on the thing.
there's only one tier 4 in each group. And you've already met one representative of a tier 4 group before.
Oh.
Oh, is that the guy that came to our place and about the glow and stuff?
Niglow's gonna get you.
Yes, he called himself the Church of the Atomic Prophet.
Yeah.
Or he said he was part of the Church of the Atomic Prophet, which you would know to be a widespread cult that worships radiation and the glow. It counts many mutants among its congregation. They look upon mutations as a blessing and seek to spread the glow to all people.
Yeah. No, I don't have a negative written down for them. I assume that was just them. You know, like how Jehovah's Witnesses come to the door. I assume that was just there
You know what?
spreading the word.
That was actually exactly what I was going for. So I'm really glad that you picked up on that.
Yeah. Before we're done with all the reputation things, we have a -1 with a non-named group so far. So I don't know if we want to
Yeah.
decide who that was. It's from Bam's Devil's Bargain.
You know what? If I recall, I think it was both. It was +1 to one group and -1
Yeah.
to another. So we actually have to do this.
One
We have
with
to
Big
do
Red,
this.
though, I think.
Yeah. Oh, is that what you guys just? Is that what we
Yeah,
decided?
Yeah,
Big
that's
Red.
what
makes
Bam
sense.
went for.
Okay, that makes sense. All right, so go ahead and give me. Let's do this again. We'll just do it for negative. Roll me a D4.
You can take the D4 this time. Go Aya.
Okay.
One.
1. All right, that's not bad. It's just part of the table. So this would be a raider group or a dealer group. Go ahead and roll me a
Oh, no.
roll me
Oh, no.
roll me a D5.
No. Oh, I don't want to lose.
2. All right. Cool. So you I imagine after you get back from all of this, there is kind of a mutant on a motorcycle, about 100 feet away from from your guy's lair, from your guy's underpass kind of place. And he's just like standing there like this, and he looks like his legs are literally tree trunks, and his feet are literally like the tendrils of roots, and his hair is like the canopy of a. He is definitely a mutant, and he's got bark skin, and he's just standing there like this, and he's got like sunglasses on as well, and he just kind of like points to your group, and he says like, "Come over here," essentially.
Fine. We'll go out, but Charlie's bringing his car.
Sure. He just says, "The monarchs have heard about what you have done to Thunder's children. We have noticed a decrease in their demands for our wares."
Well, we've noticed a decrease in the demand for people. You know, they took, we took. Still how things go, huh?
"But you have ruined our business. This won't happen again." And he just like sticks a finger in your chest. I don't even know if he'd be a he, actually, because he's a giant tree monster guy. But that kind of like pointed, and then he's like, and he just doesn't say anything else, and he leaves.
Hey guys. I wonder if his bark's worse than his bite.
That's so good. So the Monarchs are a collective of mutant plants trading drugs and food out of one of the nearby boneyards.
Oh, the Thunder's children were druggies. Who knew?
Their members believe in vegetable supremacy. So dumb. I love it.
Tribe is so funny.
I know, they're great. Man, you know what? Quick, I gotta do a shout out to the guy who actually did this. His name is Adam Schwaninger. Adam Schwaninger. Let me go ahead and put his name in chat, because he's the one who, as far as I understand it, he's the one that created the hack for glow in the dark, and so he should get some. Does my chat just not popping up, or when I put things in, it's just not popping up?
I can see things. Irish.
Irish? Where is she?
Irish.
Oh, we miss you.
You missed Nick Cage and Elvis.
Yeah, they met Nick Cage and Elvis. It's pretty great. And they were two separate people. I feel like that bears mentioning.
Yeah, shit's going down, Irish.
That's what happens when you miss a session, Irish. You miss Nick
We made
Cage
loads
and
of
Elvis.
friends and you missed it.
Actually, I don't recall exactly who it was. I think it was Outlaw who specifically said, "We're going to return some of the,
Yeah,
these
it's me.
people."
Yeah.
Oh, no. So as a
Yeah,
result,
hi.
as a result, I was like, that should be, you guys rescued a bunch of prisoners. So we rolled on a kind of the faction table and came up with 3 different factions. And you guys are kind of have a +1 with 3 of those factions now for the prisoners you've rescued. And you return them, kind of had a little RP with each group.
And the best part, some of them, they have a berry hostel. That's cool. That's whatever. but the first group, the Nick Cage group, were like racers, so that can be fun. And then the last group that we had are a tier 3 like dealer group with, you know, you could buy all sorts of like car parts and
Yeah, they got like a
technology and
huge
stuff there.
marketplace, sprawling marketplace
Yeah.
in front of an oil refinery.
And Elvis is their king.
Yeah, Elvis is their king. We still need a.
Oh,
we
we're
just
just doing the Munus one.
Yeah, we actually just did it, and it was a group of mutant plants who believe in vegetable supremacy. That will
On the
never
plus side,
be not
we
fun
could
to
give them
say.
a
So
crate.
ridiculous.
We could give them a crate of tomatoes.
It's true.
Is that,
could. Yeah.
tomatoes are fruit. They probably hate that.
I think I need to restart Roll20 again because my chat roller is just not working, and yeah, it's a bummer. It's a super bummer. There we go, Adam Schwaninger. I think you guys can see that now.
Yeah.
He is the creator for Glow in the Dark, which is the hack of Blades in the Dark. Cool. Alrighty. Cool. So you guys have all these different factions that you've met now. It should be fun to kind of like explore some of those different groups. So I wanted to go over a couple of different mechanics, which we've kind of talked about, but also not. So first off, we talked about the different assets that you can steal for your group. I'm going to go ahead and look at my sheet so that our people who are following along. There are these things called like tribe upgrades, different ways that you can upgrade your groups. And so, yes, you can do long-term projects to get some of these, but also some of them you can like steal, or some of them you can like unearth from the wastelands just through various like missions. It doesn't have to be that supplies are always the end goal. While they're helpful and great, that doesn't always have to be like the end thing. It's hard because like in a post-apocalyptic wasteland, like you always need them, right? And you're constantly burning through them. So to some extent, you need to like constantly keep up on that, especially to fund your tribe. However, let me give you a really good example here. Where it says like cars under tribe upgrades. You guys see that?
Mm-hmm.
That could be like cars that you have specifically, like you went out to go steal some cars from like the Night Riders.
Yeah, like
as
the
an
Night
example.
Riders cars, yeah.
Yeah, right. Same with the convoy, right? Vehicles, gear, anything that's like an item. Even if you wanted to look at like training, I would be willing to be like, you can somehow get this particular master or trainer or teacher to kind of help in some of these things. That's up to you guys to develop these different kinds of things that you want to do.
Also, as a side thing, would there be a potential to perhaps buy these things?
That is a really good question.
Something like, not obviously some of it, not so much, but something like load-bearing vests, for instance.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that's even in our price range, because we're not exactly got that many supplies or much to offer, but is that something that could happen at some point?
Absolutely. I mean, so here's the cool part about Glow in the Dark and Blades in the Dark is there are multiple ways that you can accomplish your objectives. And there's multiple ways you can go about it. Vegans unite from Not Irish. Like if we feck up Thunder Kids, can we steal all their cars? Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, that's a really good example, Irish. If you guys like in this war with Thunder's children, let's say you guys come out on top. You could specifically be like, all right, we are stealing, and we've already like it's already canon because I've said it because it's in the game that their faction has access to vehicles. So that could be a way, like, yeah, we steal multiple of their cars, right? I think a good rule of thumb, just because I don't want things to get overpowered too quickly, is that you could probably fill in 1 dot per mission, even if it's a war. It's like if you're stealing cars from Thunder's children, they might have tons, but I would only let you fill in 1 dot, right?
Yeah, I mean, physically, we can only drive back what we can, and other people will take what's left.
Correct. Exactly. But, again, going back to the multiple objectives thing, like, yeah, you could steal them from Thunder's children. That's an option. You can go through the whole process like Irish is for, like, trying to create a hydroponics farm. And actually, in hindsight, I might actually I think I had like 3 phases. I think I might lower that just because that seems like a lot in hindsight. In fact, like the 10 clock might be like all the steps that you do to get to that particular point, because you're taking a ton of your downtime actions to do that, and that's hard.
Yeah.
So that's one option. So I've kind of described that. I kind of hesitate to continue describing because I kind of want to wait for Vindo to get back.
Well, I will answer your prayers, my good sir.
Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I'm glad he's back. Okay, so I don't know how much of that you heard just now.
None of it. I just picked up my headset.
Okay, so essentially, like, those tribe upgrades, you can get those tribe upgrades from doing, like, missions. If you specifically tell me, like, we're going to steal cars from Thunder's Children, right? Or we're going to take the gyros from the Night Riders, right? We are going to steal plans for load-bearing vests from the Sheltered, or try and trade for them, right? All of those options I'm more than open to you guys exploring. Now, the other big part of the game that I really wanted to describe to you during downtime is claims, which we really haven't talked a lot about. But that is this new part that I have added to the middle of our glow-in-the-dark sheet. You should see what says, like, Roadrunners, Under a Broken Underpass, Reputation Strange. Do you guys see all that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So here is what's called claims. And this is essentially like, if this was like a strategy game, right? And you started off with like your little settlement, this is the different ways in which you can kind of like expand your group and kind of like build or take access to new and different buildings and kind of tech up. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So, like right now, you might be getting information from the Sheltered. Right? You might be getting information from various sources, but eventually you can have access to your own informants, people that you have trained. Now, these are ideas that I've come up with based on Glow in the Dark as well as Blades in the Dark. These are all ideas that are kind of within there for creating claims, because there's no claim sheets for Glow in the Dark. So I tried to find something that I felt was fitting. So let me explain how some of this works. First off, let me explain turf. Turf seems kind of dumb. It's like it just gives me access to the other thing, to some of these more cool things, which is true. But turf actually is a really good, it represents 2 things. It represents how your tribe is kind of like spreading out and growing, right? But it also represents, it also has a mechanical benefit, because every time you get one of these turfs unlocked, which you would have to like take from another group. So in this case, like the Night Riders are kind of king around here, right? So you're eventually going to have to come to terms with that and start stealing turf from them. But let's say you do. What I would do is I would come in with a different color and I would mark this block off for your reputation. Okay? And that would be permanently blocked off, which means that you don't need as much reputation to go up a tier from now on. So hypothetically, if you got rid of, let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, let's say you got unlocked all the turf, you would no longer need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 reputation to go up a tier. You'd only need 8.
Okay.
And going up a tier increases so much of your group. It increases your, it increases the effectiveness of your cohorts and your gangs. Your if you have a healer like you do now with the vet, it increases like the quality of the items and the stuff that you have, which allows you to kind of do bigger, better things and take on bigger and better enemies and do more awesome stuff. Pistachio flake.
Oh no.
So some of these are all of these like things that I've put down, like pre-war, like fighting pits, informants, loyal citizens, vice den, all of those have a mechanical benefit. So for instance, And I don't want to go through all of them right now because that would be it would be kind of a boring stream to be like, this does this and that does this. But I do want to give you at least an idea of what some of them do so that you can kind of, have some type of an indication. Make sense? So let me go ahead and find these claims really quick. Or, I could not, and I could just seem like a big old liar. Here we go. So for instance, I think I have roads down, right? Roads. You've mapped out faster, less dangerous routes through the territory. +1 die to your trek on your turf. So that means if you're doing any missions in the roads, for instance, right? Your trek rolls, you'd always have +1 die, right? Or +1 die to engagement rolls for transport plans because you have the roads pretty much on lockdown.
Okay.
For relics, you've identified the location of the world that was. You get a +1 die to acquire assets. Or loyal citizens. Civilization has spread across your territory. You get an additional die to reduce friction. Oh shoot! Thanks for the follow there, Panda Cookie. I appreciate you, guy. So all of these, different claims have mechanical benefits that will benefit you. I left one empty in the bottom right-hand corner, and I did that on purpose because I wanted to get you guys input. These are ones that I thought were kind of fun, that fit kind of the theme of like post-apocalyptic. Tavern really doesn't make sense, but I was thinking of like a bar, right? Mm-hmm. But with that said, we can fill that one in with something that you guys want to be creative with that you think your guys would be trying to get as a group of relics. So
to be fair, like because we have BAM, a tavern totally makes sense.
Oh, absolutely. As well as a vice den, because a vice den can absolutely be like a number of different things. That could be like where Ash is able to get cooking.
That's where my drugs come from.
Speaking of Coke House, you have done too much cocaine to not have a negative effect.
Twice. God.
You've also role-played snorting cocaine. So we're going to...
I'm joking.
Oh, whatever. All right, so I'm going to have you roll a resolve check for me before we get into our downtime. And
you're not addicted.
If you roll a 6, you're not addicted, and you don't have to worry.
Oh, that's it? Oh.
I mean, you'll get a successful
How many bottle caps
complication
you got?
or worse.
Oh, man.
Okay, so you have successfully been able to snort coke without any issues at all.
Drugs.
You can hold your drugs.
Like
all right.
She's not a rookie, she's been in it for years.
All right, so now that we've kind of like laid the groundwork, right? You guys have some new groups that you're a part of, that you're friends with. There's possible new missions and different things there. You kind of have a better understanding of claims. Like if you wanted to specifically say, Chris, our next run is that we want to like steal turf from the Night Riders. Awesome. That's something that you can do. You can be at war with Thunder's Children for as long as you want. However, as long as you are at war with Thunder's Children, you will get -1 downtime action. So you should be aware of that. So going into this particular downtime, y'all only have 1 downtime action. So you're going to want to choose it to the best of your ability. Do the one thing you really want to do.
The one problem I have right now is this would be a really good time to strike while they're weakened. However, 2 people aren't here.
And we're severely fucked
or
up. The ones that
Irish
are
is not
here.
going to be here for 3 sessions, so I don't want to do that at all. Oh, we're fucked, but we could also do with having 2 downtime missions to unfuck ourselves.
Now, you can still spend supplies to get additional downtime missions. So that is an option for you guys as well. All right. How do you guys want to proceed? Who wants to go first for their downtime action? I think Irish wants to.
I want to reduce stress.
All right, you want to reduce stress. Fair enough. Okay, so...
She's going to go drinking.
She's going to go drinking. Legit. All right, so you're going to roll your lowest ability score, which is... 2. So you're going to roll 2d6. And whatever you roll, the highest one will be subtracted from your stress. 4. Not bad. You can't go
easy
wrong with
enough
4. There you go. All right, so Ash, describe to us how that looks like.
So
Because you guys
So,
don't
she's
have
kinda
like your own bar or anything.
no, well, yeah. So after taking everyone back, meeting all new people, she's kind of a bit like, I don't know. It's been busy, and she's not really got much personal gain from things, and she's kind of stressed about the whole broker situation. She has a personal stash of fine pre-war booze, and she kind of like when she wanders past the workshop, watching Bam probably doing some work, taking a swig, she's like, "Yeah, that's a good idea." So she's just gonna raid her stash.
All right, she's gonna raid her stash. Cool. All right, so yeah, she spends the time drinking away. Fun times. Now, I've made a mistake. I actually before I did that, I should have done our entanglement roll. So I'm not going to take that away from you. That's my bad. So our entanglement roll is essentially like how the wasteland is still kind of like moving, even while you guys are doing downtime. Like there are still things going on.
Yeah.
Alright.
So I need somebody to roll me it could be anybody, a D6.
Vindo, you do it.
You try to add to my apology list?
No, we just did a lot of rolling.
Yeah, no, we rolled for all the people that we're now friends with.
4. Now, your guys' friction is currently 6 plus. So what happens is
Start my 5-part apology.
when you when your friction is higher, which isn't Vindo's fault, when it's higher, essentially what ends up happening is different things happen. Ooh, you guys are not gonna like this.
No.
6-part apology.
Nah, the friction's not you. That's just the war.
Yeah, that's just partly the
The
war.
rolling, however, was
So while you guys were gone, a bunch of your supplies actually went missing, and so you guys are
definitely.
you guys are down 2 supplies as people in your settlement have kind of like stolen stuff while you guys were gone. Man, it could be a
Francois,
lot
would you do
worse.
that?
We're gonna have a come to Jesus meeting.
All right. Cool. So yeah, that makes sense. People are at their wits' end. That kind of shit happens. But some of your supplies go missing. So I believe that brings you guys down to 7.
Yeah.
And to be clear, just so that there's no confusion, it said your normal tribe upkeep, which for you guys would be 1. It just says is an additional +1. So
Okay.
that is also your
So
upkeep.
it's with the upkeep. Okay, that's
So,
less bad then.
so essentially, all you guys really miss out on is 1 supply, which isn't terrible.
Okay.
But you are down to 7. All right. And I imagine how it's made manifest is like you're going to grab some liquor and you notice a couple of bottles are gone. Somebody
Yeah.
like found your stash and you're like, motherfucker. Cool. I mean, cool for the story, not for you guys. That kind of sucks, but
Yeah, it's real great.
it's real great. Real great. Real great. Jester has redeemed a do a dance while crying. So, if you'll excuse me.
Do you need me to make you cry?
No, I don't.
She's really good at it.
Irish says that she thinks we just need to win this war and your rep will go through the roof. Which
True.
is true. All right, so if you'll excuse me, I have to get into character.
This is
All
what
right.
happens when you steal supplies from us.
It's
Francois.
true. It's true. That's what happens. Now that I have
Jester
demeaned
makes
myself,
you do the cry dance.
that is his favorite. That's his favorite one to redeem.
You know how you were joking about how you kept your dignity earlier?
Yeah.
Well played. Well played. Bringing it full circle.
God, I hate her. All right. So, there we go. I'm true to my word, and I've also lost my dignity. All right. How about the rest of you guys? What do you guys want to do?
Good question.
As a reminder, I would state that if you are what am I trying to say? I'm trying to say words. Oh, if you get hurt, God dang pistachios! I need to stop. That's my addiction. If you are hurt and your healing clock is partially filled and you get hurt on mission, your healing clock goes back to 0. So just a reminder.
I got a question about healing real quick.
I'm listening.
Something you said about little bro. It was when his level 1 harms were filled.
Correct.
It has a minus effect. Is it when it's filled or when you just have one level 1 harm? Or like any level 1 harms?
You know what? That is a good question. I am operating under the assumption it's just 1. However, I
Yeah, it
could
was
be
just the way
wrong.
you phrased it last time and I forgot to ask.
Yeah. You know what? I will look on that while Aya and Vindo decide what they want to do next. Fair enough?
Thanks.
You want to go ahead?
I'm
Good thinking.
because Vi is super duper stressed, but we've just pissed off the Thunder's children, and so trying to get the defenses, bolster our defenses is also a really good idea.
I mean, we got supplies.
yeah.
Yeah,
We've got
burn,
less than we did have.
burn through all those supplies. That's okay, guys. I'm sure.
Wow.
Sure, we don't need those, right?
Sure, you guys don't need those. What do you guys need supplies
What do
for?
we need supplies for? I mean, jeez.
We're just keeping your ragtag group of people alive, but it's better.
We got 7. We're swimming in supplies.
You're swimming in
Quite a
supplies.
lot.
We have enough for you to reduce stress and bolster the defenses. I'm going to do an additional
Yeah.
downtime action as well.
Out of
so-
interest, out of the people that we rescued, we took quite a few of them home. Did we keep any? Like,
Yeah,
was
so
there any that
I-
we couldn't take back.
I imagined in my mind's eye that there was about 30, and kind of how I envisioned it, that there was about 5 that you dropped off at each faction, and there was about 15 who really didn't have a home anymore. And so as a result, you decided to, you're like, all right, well, you could come chill with us.
Wow, that's quite impressive.
Yeah.
It was. We're amazing.
You are, which is part of the reason why I put you guys on the cusp of
Yeah.
the next tier.
Yeah. Cool. Okay.
Still on the cusp. Ugh.
I know, right? And we just made loads more friends.
I should also, before I forget, given that we're kind of going over this, I kind of want to talk about tier and hold. Like we've talked about weak hold and strong hold, and we really haven't talked about what that means. Hold represents how well a faction can maintain their current position on the ladder. W means that they have a weak hold, and a strong means stronghold. So you guys have a stronghold at tier 0. So essentially what that means is when you guys go up, you will go to tier 1, but you'll be tier 1 weak hold. And then it will be tier 1 stronghold. Does that make sense?
Right.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay. So, Aya, what were you fixing to say?
Okay, Vi is going to do something about her stress. Because, dear God, her stress has been right up there for a while.
Absolutely.
So I was thinking, kill 2 birds with 1 stone and sort of test out our newbies, see what they're like at fighting, whilst Vi kind of gets her kicks, quite literally. So
You love
kind
taking
of
weak targets, don't you?
a makeshift
This is-
fighting pit at our base.
So you hazing the new guys?
Yep.
Nice.
No, we'll just get them fight ready, because,
Yeah, exactly.
We're at war.
we're at war, I need to
Yeah.
know.
But we're at war for saving their asses.
Yeah,
Sure.
exactly.
All right.
Who's the frontliners? Who's the backliners?
Sure, that makes
Who
sense.
needs to stay in the workshop with Bam?
I like that. Let's go ahead and roll to reduce your stress. I got to imagine it's got to look really. It's got to be like an initial. What's it called? Initiation, essentially, kind of.
Uh-huh.
You're getting jumped into the gang.
It's like, I thought we were here to collect technology, not get our asses beat.
Oh, well, you thought wrong.
All right. So, what
You've
is
got
your
prison
lowest? All
instead.
My lowest is 2, so it's 2d6, isn't it?
right, there you go. 2d6, and you'll reduce that much stress. 5. Good.
Nice.
Yeah, that's huge. So tell me what that looks like. With a 5.
Yeah, Vi's just getting all the new guys together, sort of seeing who has any fight experience or not, and the ones that are like, yeah, mate. She's like, okay, come at me then. And she kind of wipes the floor with a lot of them, and they realise they need a lot more training. And she's like, okay, now I know what I'm working with.
Okay, cool. And maybe a couple of them get a couple good licks on her because
Oh yeah,
sounds like she
there's
really
probably
likes that.
two. Yeah, she really
Kind of
does.
masochist. Or I guess that'd be sadomasochist, right? Because it's self.
Yeah,
All right,
probably a bit of both. She's a bit weird.
legit. All right, so that comes to thank you very much. That brings us to Vindo and your downtime activity.
So little bro is gonna go over to the healing rock and lay his head on it and wait for the bed.
Oh, poor little bro.
So that's what his downtime is gonna be.
Oh, that's right, because I gave him. That's right. That makes sense. So the vet comes by. He's like, "Oh, little guy, let me help you out." So we specifically said he's a vet, but you guys still are tier 0. So I'm just gonna have this be a straight up D6. Okay.
Cool.
4. So that would be 2 parts of his clock. And I believe he was already at 2 out of 4, right?
Yeah. So he's
That removes all of his level 1 harm, and that means
well. He's got 2 level 2s and
Oh, I thought he had 2 level 1s and 1 level 2.
oh no, you're right. I have it backwards.
Okay. So then all that means is his level 1s go off and his level 2 becomes a level 1. So what was his level 2 harm? What was it? Did we call it something or did we just kind
I
of say
don't know. We didn't call it something. We just said level 2.
I think he got
He got
stabbed.
stabbed, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll say we'll call his level 1 harm like a healing wound. Fair?
He has stitches.
Sure.
His stitches. Okay,
He's got
so
the
that
cone of shame.
so that is all of your guys' downtime activities. Now
Hey,
I know
hey,
that.
mine. I get mine.
Oh yeah,
Right?
there's you two. I forgot.
Ow, hey,
My bad.
Hey.
People are people too. You're right. I forgot.
Ouch. I know everybody loves the dog, but damn, yo.
Achoo.
I
love the dog.
bless you. Well, it's fair. I need to get rid of some of the stress.
Okay. And what would you like to do to get rid of that stress? What? Oh, that's right. Luxury is yours, right?
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure like he's been walking around town and people have been telling him like he smells. So he's gonna try taking a human bath.
I love that. Okay, awesome. Legit.
2d6.
Oh man, I forgot that you guys are all kind of like you guys spread out all your points so that you'd have decent.
That's not why we did it. It's just a happy accident. I didn't know.
I'm just teasing. All right.
But at what points?
So, Vindo, you rolled a 4 and a 3. So that is 4 stress. Not bad. Let's go ahead and reduce your stress by 4. Tell us what that looks like and how it, like what's going through Stray's mind and how it makes him feel. Because it's not like a 1. Like a 1 would probably be like, oh, this didn't really scratch the itch. But a 4 is pretty decent.
I'm pretty sure like he's talking to people about what it's like to have a human bath, right? Because I'm
Okay.
pretty sure he's used to just getting licked on.
Yeah.
And that's like, yeah, it's clean enough. So,
Yeah.
he's gonna take a trip down to go see Bam, and Bam is gonna tell him, okay, well, normally it's like a tub, and then you put warm or hot water into it, and so he's gonna like grab a tub, prop it up, put like a little campfire under it, kind of like get the water warm, and then he's gonna like get into the tub and just be like, oh, oh, oh,
Yeah. 100%.
this isn't. Oh, like all the aches and pains are going away. This is nice. The only problem is that he's doing this like it's not behind any like kind of a closed door. He's just like getting naked and everything like out in front of everybody because like why would that matter? Because it's never mattered before with the dogs. So he's probably like right outside of the workshop, just naked in the tub, like.
Yeah, Ash is just gonna like, in her half drunken kind of state, just open like a general like. I feel like we have a lot of like big containers, like cargo holdy things, like the sort of things you put on like the back of a truck and pull out. She just opens one of the doors to cover him up a little bit and walks away.
Nice.
Slight nod. Dog nod. Yeah.
So, as this is going on, essentially how this looks like, because you guys are at war with Thunder's children, because they're coming after you hard, and what it was kind of like raids, right? So you don't have the time you normally would to kind of take care of yourselves in the way that you would. So I imagine kind of like these little like hits on your settlement, like they're testing your defenses, right? And they've got all these vehicles, right? So like maybe like in the middle of the night, like lights are on, big spotlights, and you guys kind of scramble to the defenses, and maybe like they're already gone, or a couple of people are just like flipping you off. You're able to like disarm like a bomb here or there, or they're trying to like abduct some of your people. Like it is active antagonization, and so it makes it difficult for you to be able to find the time to get an additional downtime. Now, with that said, I'm gonna let you guys help me choose, because I don't know if Bam is still in chat. I don't know if Irish is still there. I don't think she said she's got to shoot off. So I'm gonna let you guys choose for me, because she wanted to do a downtime activity too. Now she has got some stress to deal with, but I also know that she's really working on this like hydroponics farm. So I'm gonna let you choose for her. Which one do you think she should? What do you think she'd like to roll? For the hydroponics farm, or to reduce stress?
Well, I think she only had like one thing left for stress, right?
She did. She has 8 stress out of 9.
We should probably sort that out.
Yeah, she should probably de-stress a bit.
Okay, so then Bam is going to hit the bottle, because that's what Bam does. And so I imagine...
Hey, you come drink with me!
Yeah, absolutely. She sees Outlaw, she's like, hey! And she goes on over there and begins to drink. Now,
campfire stories.
her lowest is a 0 in resolve, so she will get...
God.
She will roll 2d6 and take the lesser of 2 results for reducing stress. So that is 2. She reduces 2 stress. 1 and 2. So it helps, but it's not exactly what she's looking for. She's still hurting.
She grabbed one of the bottles it was actually 3 bottles that were missing. It's just one of them was filled back up with water, and that's the one that she got.
One of them is water, one of them is motor oil. She's like, God, what the fucking booze?
All right, so now you guys have to make a decision. Do you want to spend supplies to do additional downtime activities? Or do you want to proceed?
I do, because I really think, Thunder's children, they're swinging by, they're testing our defences. We need to... Vi needs to get back to work on the defences. She's had her fun.
Okay. So what is Vi? What is? I know that she's kind of working with some of the folks around here to improve the defenses. Describe to me, what does that look like? What do you want to roll to accomplish that?
Well, last time Bam gave her some instructions on. I think she was getting surveillance cameras up or something. Bam gave her a whole bunch of instructions because she was taking stuff from the workshop, and she's probably still trying to decipher them because there was a lot of words.
Okay, I like that. All right, so what are you rolling to increase the defenses of your place? What is the skill you'd like to utilize?
Probably hack. So we're
Okay.
trying to sort of get, especially surveillance stuff, or maybe I don't know. But yeah, no, that kind of works because a lot of what she would have got from Bam's workshop would have been old shit.
10-4. So then, so she's actually the ones like trying to manipulate craft, so on and so forth. Now, cool. Whenever you're ready, you can roll hack. Of course, you can always take on stress for an additional die, or look at a devil's bargain.
Oh, let's have a devil's bargain. We haven't had one yet.
Makes sense.
And plus, why not? We're kind of in a bit of a sticky situation.
You know what? We didn't really resolve this in our last session as well. But Vi's brother is dead.
Oh, you had to remind me.
Yeah, because that's kind of it's her brother.
Yeah.
I would think that would kind of make her sad or mad or something. So I don't know how that's going to be made manifest.
I think at the moment she's just trying to keep herself busy, with the testing
think
out
about
the
it
new
kind of thing.
recruits and things, and trying
Gotcha.
to get on with the defenses so that she doesn't have to, because she knows if she stops, that's all going to come back, and she's going to have to deal with it.
Yeah, like the idea is like
so-
just keep going forward, so that I don't have to think about it. That makes sense.
Definitely.
All right, yeah. Whenever you're ready, go ahead and roll me. Oh, that's right, Devil's Bargain. Roll me a D150, and we'll find out what that Devil's Bargain is. Third.
Oh no!
You have to
You
accept this Devil's
fool.
Bargain.
Okay.
Wait,
Well,
before you give
shit.
it to her, does this only have like one, or is there still like the two choices?
This only has one. She has to accept this.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck so.
Oh, jeez.
You must
Like,
accept this
you
Devil's
chose it.
Bargain when it's drawn. We need to start a clock. Is one of the first things we need to do. It is a 6-segment clock. So let me go ahead and get that really quick here. I have to go to
Hell,
my
Vine, what have you done?
GM toolbox.
Hey, it wasn't me.
I knew it was just a matter of time. guys are all addicted to Devil's Bargains.
Yeah, we are.
Hell yeah.
Can we make
Okay.
that our vice, Devil's Bargain?
Yeah.
We reduce stress for every devil's bargain we take, right?
Yeah, imagine. We'd all
Okay.
be so unstressed.
I think we broke the game.
Let me increase the font size to 56. Okay. I don't know if you guys can read that, what I just put down, but there you go.
Oh my
Oh
god!
no.
Oh no!
I love it. You guys have been pretty excited.
You want to read us read us what this says?
Sure.
Cross-
Give it an
Crossroads.
ominous feel.
Yeah, I can read it to you. It says Viscani, the Crossroads Demon. If one is not already set active for the crew, start a 6 clock labeled the Crossroads Demon and set it to 1. If the clock is already active, advance it by 1. You must accept this Devil's Bargain when drawn. So yeah, that is what it says. Good times. I don't know if I want to give you more details because
No, feel free to not. Yeah.
I think I just want to let you guys. I want to let you guys imagine what that
He
could
wants
be.
to let us stew so that we're worried about what happens when that hits 6.
The thing
And I'm
is,
guessing it's not going to be anything good.
I'm trying to balance as to whether it's just going to be some like crazy killer or like Delta Green level freaky shit.
It's a good
Going
question.
with Delta. Oh, freaky
So I'm
shit.
excited living in this state of unknown.
Delta Green, the other TTRPG that we've played together, is kind of X-Files themed and is the best way I could describe it. And so it is very much like you're always in over your heads. The problem always seems so much bigger than you and your crew, and it always feels like you're kind of at your wit's end trying to like take care of it. Like in Blades in the Dark and in Glow in the Dark, respectively, it's like the issues before you are pretty, I don't want to say standard, but
They're very human.
they're very human. It's like this person attacked you, so we can attack them back, right? I'm going to go steal these supplies. I'm going to go, do this or that or that or this. In Delta Green, it's like cosmic horror, like they're old gods that are at play in the world, and the world is their plaything.
And every single one of you is on the verge of breaking.
Yeah, and like you can actually go insane and all kinds of things. And so so that's part of kind of what they're referring to is like that same sense of I don't know what the fuck this is, and I don't know if I like it. So Aya, how this looks is you guys are at the roads, and so this makes sense. I imagine you're really hard at work. Actually, let's go ahead and roll your hack before, and we'll see what happens. Because I think it'll be fun to narrate. Oh, 6!
Oh,
Boom! So that die actually ended up
Nice.
coming really in handy. So that means you get 3 for planning defenses.
I've got a little question before that finishes playing out.
Sure.
Can she, because I know you said about spending a supply to get an additional thing.
To
Is that-
increase the effect.
Yeah.
Yes.
Not that 5, would 5 help? That would do it.
Vi, if you would like to, spend a supply, that would actually increase your 6 success to a crit success, meaning that you would fill in 5 segments of your clock, not 3, which means you would actually finish the planning out the defenses. That's
Either you're going to do it or I was going to spend a supply to work on it. So both ways,
yeah, let's do it. Let's just do it.
Vi's very focused,
All right, so this makes sense. We see Vi in this montage, and her brother has died, and she's filled with just grief and probably rage and anger. And I imagine that's just totally fueled into this project of keeping her people safe, being able to keep these people safe like she could not keep her brother safe. And so she's like a mad woman, just like poof, poof, like you see her like hammering away. You see her, putting up new fencing. You see her, there's like this huge montage of her talking with various people. Anything she can do to kind of keep the grief and the frustration and the anger and all of it at bay. And finally, at the end of this, she's got it. She knows exactly what she needs to do. And so, how this is going to be made manifest is I'm going to get rid of this 10-sided clock, and I'm going to start a new 8-sided clock. So let me go ahead and get that. And let me go back to downtime. Let me put the 8-sided clock here, and I'm just going to call this, we're going to change planning out defenses to securing the lair. When that's filled, I will give you that second pip for securing your guy's lair.
Nice.
And we'll see how that's made manifest. But during this montage of kind of trying to figure everything out, planning everything out, Vi, you look out of the corner of your eye, and I imagine there's tons of desolate, dusty roads all over this place. and like it's like right when you're like in the middle of the grief for your work, and you kind of like you get this feeling like the hair like rising on the back of your neck, and you kind of like look and you see some being, something standing out amidst the roads, and it just looks like it's kind of like wrapped up and just like looking at your settlement. And I imagine like, I'm seeing things, and you kind of like do one of these, bring your head back up, and it's just like no longer there.
Ooh.
And you're not certain if it was just a mirage or a vision or real, but maybe like that fear of the unknown, as well as like the grief and everything that's rising through you, has fueled you to kind of like push even harder, allowing you to finally get to this point of safety to finish off this plan. Cool.
Nice.
Nice.
All right.
Okay.
The
What are we
two
down to in supplies now? Are we
5.
on 5?
yes, you have 5 supplies left. Would any of you like to spend additional supplies for an additional downtime activity? You could spend personal, or you could spend the tribes.
I don't have any personal ones.
Okay.
Well,
Vindo or Outlaw? Either of you.
I don't know if we should or.
It's up to you guys. What are you thinking, Vindo?
Like I should, but I'm probably not going to.
Okay. That is your decision. All right. You get to this point where you feel like you have a really good grasp on... You're like, okay, we know what the threats are in front of us. We've got some new friends. We kind of have all de-stressed a little bit. Really quick, would you guys like me to spend an additional supply for Bam to help her reduce stress? Or for her to continue on with her her work? Or to heal Willie?
I was going to say, is Charlie doing anything in this time as well? 'Cause he hasn't done any downtime. But he's also not,
Charlie has...
hurt or stressed.
He has a bruised arm, which is a level 1 harm, and he's got 2 out of 4 healing segments. So he can take an additional supply to see if the vet can help him out.
Did he get to take a downtime already?
No, I gave him a free healing with the rest of you guys. So he actually hasn't done his downtime. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to have him go with the vet.
Patch up his boo-boo.
So this is going to be... You guys just have the healing
He's a
rock.
kid. He won't know the difference between a vet and a doctor, right?
So this is going to be 2d6. Take the lesser of 2. You guys have kind of a healer, but he's not the greatest. He's equal to your tier, which is 0. So 2 out of 6. So 2d6. I can speak. That is a 4 and a 3, which means he gets 1 segment of his healing clock. He is a 3 out of 4 to fix his bruised arm.
Does he have a personal supply?
No.
I don't think so. I don't think he took one. I think
Yeah,
Bam was the only
no,
one that took him.
Yeah. I love how this game is like part strategy, like managing. I think I just love the mechanics. I think it's great. Okay, so last call for any of you or even Bam. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. All right, so we are going to proceed into free time. Essentially what free time is it's kind of this weird nebulous time in between a run as well as downtime to kind of, you guys are discussing amongst yourselves what you guys want to do next. You're talking with your contacts, trying to figure it out. Obviously, the biggest thing that's going on right now is the fact that you guys are at war with Thunder's children. Now, there are multiple ways to take care of that. You can give them supplies and try and bribe them, cool down the heat. You can strike back, trying to take them out. You can weaken them in hopes of like maybe even reducing their tier. I think what I decided last time is that they're tier 1 strong, but now they're tier 1 weak after that last combat. So they are they're on the cusp of a tier. No, they were tier 2. So I brought them down to tier 1 strong. I think that's what I decided.
They're a nomadic tribe as well, so it's not. They're not really so much got a stronghold to attack. Or
That's a really good point. They've got mostly tons of vehicles, RVs, that types of thing that will help keep them kind of like on the run and keep on going.
Okay. Quick question before we get too far. You kind of talked about that last time, but I didn't fully get an answer. Does stash essentially like personal supplies? Like if you had a supply, you could probably put it back in the tribe, but like is stash kind of like personal? This can't be taken from me.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay, so I picked up Hoarder last time, so I get +2 stash at the end of every downtime.
Noise.
So, well, that doesn't mean you get +2 like additional supplies. That just means you can squirrel away more stash like than other people.
So what does that mean?
So normally you can only have an amount of stash, which is personal supplies equal to like, I think like your tier +2. So in this case, everybody can have up to 2 supplies on them at any given time. However, Hoarder allows you specifically to have 4. So you can
could
like
I get
squirrel
+2
away.
at the end of every downtime? That sounds lame. Okay, I want a different ability. Fuck this.
Well, let me take a look at it. Let's go ahead and what is the ability again? What's it called? Stash? Hoarder?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me take a look at that, and why don't you guys talk amongst yourselves while I'm doing that? You can talk amongst yourselves about what are the next steps you guys want to take, what are the different groups you want to, possibly go after, that type of thing. Fair enough? And I will look that up while you guys have fun with the role play. So yeah, I imagine you guys have kind of taken this. You've taken a couple of hits from Thunder's Children. It's really hard to get your feet underneath you with this war going on between the two of you, your two tribes. And so you guys are probably like sitting in like a dilapidated shelter underneath your overpass, discussing what to do next. And go.
Hey, it may be dilapidated, but we call it home, so don't we leave our house? God. I think maybe we should go and touch base with the Sheltered again, because they had some other places they wanted scouting out, didn't they? And we've just made friends, but we've just took some people back to friends of theirs, so it'd be nice to see, how they feel about us. Maybe they can help us out with some stuff. Give us some advice. I don't know.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea.
Is there a way we can use the radio to talk to the other people to see if there's anybody else who is like upset with Thunder's Children? And then we could be like, hey, you don't like them.
No.
We don't like them. They're turfing on us.
I can
You
go
wanna
scope
help
around
us?
the markets and listen.
Yeah.
Absolutely. If that's something that you guys would like to do, I'm absolutely for that. I figured out the answer to stash. So we've kind of talked about it before, but when you accumulate enough supplies, you can make an attempt to go into the nowhere, which is essentially, we kind of talked about it, going off towards the promised land. And so what getting +2 stash is kind of like, it's kind of like you saying that Ash is doing that. Like she's like constantly like funneling these supplies away for the eventual like attempt to just like break out of this wasteland and venture out to go to the nowhere and maybe find this promised land.
Take me with you.
Now it will give you +2 at every downtime activity, and then when you want to try and pull the trigger, you can. I'm not going to tell you how many you need though to be able to even possibly accomplish the journey. That's going to be up to you to decide when you want to pull that trigger. Now, if you don't want that special ability and you want to change that out for something else, now that you have a better understanding of how it works, I'm okay with that.
I'm gonna take takes 1 to no 1 because I feel like it's gonna be it's gonna be interesting.
Okay.
I can always tell when someone is lying to me.
Legit.
So don't be trying to lie to me, prankster.
It won't be me. It'll be
Yeah.
the bad guys. Just any people. Okay, so you're trying to find out enemies of Thunder's children. Okay.
Yeah. Even just moderate dislike, and then we can be like, did you know they took all these people? Oh my god, it's horrible.
Sure.
They said your settlement was lame.
Okay.
Who said we did that too about the Night Riders?
I said that to Big Red.
I was Big Red. That's it.
They were like, wow, they've actually never mentioned you. And he's like,
Yeah.
excuse me?
Okay. So, describe to me, where are you trying to get this information from? Where are you going? Who are you talking to?
I am personally going to do my best to lie, manipulate, seduce people just to kind of get their opinions on them.
Okay,
So,
and
like,
so just kind of like in general.
Your dodgy underground markets, your places like Bitter Sands, I guess, just gatherings of big people that you can just and drop little hints, talk to people.
Sure. Go ahead and roll that for me. Roll me that lie, whatever, however you want to phrase it.
I'll roll the 2 rather than with the additional with the lie, just because sure she's using a lot of different tactics.
Okay. I'm okay with that. 4 and a 1. All right, so it's a success, but with complications. So this is I should have said this beforehand. This is risky because you're asking questions, and it would be standard effect. You're getting the information that you want. As you are keeping your ear to the ground, talking to people, trying to communicate, there does seem to be some discontent and some frustrations you're hearing from one group of people. The complication is inherent in who the people are because you're specifically looking for allies to help you. The complication is that the group that seems to have some discontent, some frustration with Thunder's children that are enemies of Thunder's children is the Disciples of Rex, who is the very tribe that raided you in the very beginning of our adventure.
Okay. Interesting. Is anyone else doing anything?
Yeah, Vi wants to go and see the sheltered and touch base with them, see if they've got the same sort of information, I guess, because they know stuff. But also, just go see how they're doing, because we help their friends.
Sure. Yeah, go for it and roll me. What are you doing to make this roll? What action? Describe to me how it looks with Vi.
I hadn't thought that far. Okay, that's such a big question.
Okay. It also stands to reason that these groups that you have these groups that you've kind of brought to talk to, that you've brought people back to, it stands to reason that they kind of have an axe to grind against Thunder's children as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think we're definitely gonna have to reach out.
And that's and that's something, they say this in the book, and sometimes we can kind of limit ourselves, and so I just want to be abundantly clear. Like, you can essentially foster such ill relations with people, kind of like how you did with Big Red and the Night Riders, right? To where you can get them to eventually like go after other groups. Like, you can play different gangs against each other and essentially get other gangs to do your dirty work for you without them even knowing, if you're good enough. So you can manipulate people like that as well, whole groups. You know that Black Sands is frustrated with the Thunder's Children. You know that the Blacktop Society is frustrated with Thunder's Children. You would know that also the I forgot what we called them. The like safety, not the shelter. What? The Seekers? Sleepwalkers. The Sleepwalkers are also frustrated with Thunder's Children. And you also know that the Apostles of Rex straight up hate Thunder's Children.
Ooh. Aren't the Apostles of Rex mad at us too, though?
They are.
Yeah.
Oh.
That doesn't mean that's
Could
not-
we like go through and make like a treaty with them and be like, hey, look, I know we haven't seen eye to eye,
Our main beef with them
but these
is they stole from
motherfuckers,
us.
Yeah, they did steal from us.
like, we're willing to forgive you if you help
We
us
get to
with this,
mutually beat down on these people.
right?
Do you think they care if we forgive them or not, though?
They're probably not.
Because we're just like...
Probably.
But an invite
fair.
to come and beat down on people might be.
And if they hate, I mean,
Mm-hmm.
we will make it a holy war. I'm just saying, if that makes them feel better.
It's entirely up to you.
Yeah.
However you guys want to play it.
And then maybe
Well,
we
let's-
could lose that negative as well.
Anything can happen.
You never
It's
know
a
how things play out.
possibility. Let's see how the sheltered kind of feel about Thunder's Children and everything that went down, you know, with all their friends, people being taken and all of that, I guess.
All right. So you guys
You never know.
decide to take a trip to the sheltered one day. Quick couple of notes, just so we're on the same page before we engage in this. I've got to be done in about 15 minutes, and part of that is because it's Ash Wednesday, and I got to go to service with my kiddos, and so, so I will need to leave when that happens. So we're probably not going to get to a run today, just so we're on the same page. So in case any of you are like looking for, thinking, okay, when's that going to happen? So yeah, you guys make your way towards the sheltered, which you know to be in the boxes. Now, I'm going to go ahead back to our Roll20. This is really hard doing this on one monitor. I'm going to go ahead and go back to our rules for scores page, which, you know, score and run we use interchangeably because it's called a score in Blades in the Dark. It's called a run in Glow in the Dark. It's essentially the same thing. It is the phase of the game that's more akin to like D&D and the like you're in the shit, action is happening. But I'm going to go ahead here, go to our maps and move this out of the way. Go back over here to the roads and switch us over to the boxes. Again, just so that our people who are coming here know what we're talking about. Because this is a post-apocalyptic society. The roads, which is where our friends are broken down, dilapidated, you know, highways. They kind of live under an overpass. The boxes are the picked-over skeleton of suburbia, stretching far and wide around the Boneyard. The Boneyard is essentially like this big city. Rows of crumbling homes offer a little shelter, ramshackle big box fortress malls built by the first tribes lie in ruins, just to give you an idea of kind of like where they're going and to help us, you know, envision this in our minds. Because it's, you know, we could just talk about the events happening, but it's always fun to imagine them in our mind's eye. Now, the sheltered live in essentially like an underground vault. It's the best way to describe it. They're essentially like the vault dwellers of this society, of this post-apocalyptic scenario. They live in a pre-war Fallout shelter. And it looks like it's been expanded and fortified over the years, and it is a trade hub. A few caravans run by, trading things and the like. You know that, however, they're kind of like bursting. They are, trying to get, they're ready to kind of like move. They've filled up this shelter as much as they can. So I imagine you come there one day and business is booming like normal. They're there. They see you. They kind of like give you the salute as if to say hi, and they welcome you into their home. Now, you said you were going in there to just gather information or talk to somebody in specific?
Probably to go and talk to the guy that we spoke to before that got us to go and scout out that place. 'Cause...
I have his name. Edict Torney.
Edict Torney, and he's part of the Council of Precepts. And so, after talking to several of the guards, I imagine like you step into this vault, and it is cement, pre-war shelter type thing. It's built strong. You see tons of like tubes and wires kind of like running along the sides of the walls, various kind of like propaganda and posters up on the walls. There is a talk about a group called the Roadrunners, and there's kind of it's a smaller one because you guys only have Rep 1 with them. But it's like governor approved, right? And so you kind of make your way through the meandering corridors and the like, and eventually make your way toward Edict Torney's office. So I imagine like he turns around, he's dressed in a green jumpsuit with kind of like yellow highlights. My friends from the Roadrunners, how can I help you?
Hi. I should talk to the guy. You're better at talking to me.
Hey, how's it going? We're just coming to touch base, make sure people are okay. I know a lot of people were hit quite hard recently by the what were they called? The Thunder's Children. We got a lot of people home safe and sound. They just want to make sure you weren't sort of affected, and
Yes. We were fine. We're very grateful that you helped out the Sleepwalkers. They're good people. They just are lost, trying to constantly keep their people alive and the like. And even the Blacktop Society, we're grateful for. They bring us much entertainment with their races.
Oh, like they are everything the Knight Riders wish they were. It's amazing.
No, the Knight Riders are douchebags, I agree.
Yeah. So,
Total douchebags.
we were wondering
Yes.
if anyone here, anyone that you might know, especially those that were quite affected by the recent kidnappings, perhaps have an axe to grind with the Thunder's Children themselves, and might be interested in potentially weakening them a little more.
Well, it's not gone lost on us through our various informants how you have stirred the hive, as it was to speak.
No, for sure, yeah.
So you're kind of asking him. Seems like a good moment for a roll. You've kind of buttered him up. So what are you rolling?
Sway.
All right, go ahead and sway. Let's see if we can get some more information from him. 5 and a 4. Success, but with complications. Yes, Black Sands, some representatives of Black Sands have come to meet with me, as well as the Blacktop Society. Boy, that was a rough meeting when they both came at the same time. I don't know if you know this, but the Blacktop Society and Black Sands do not like each other. So that was
really?
yes, that was quite a difficult, intense meeting. However, they both don't like Thunder's Children, based on the fact that they've abducted many of their people to sacrifice, as it were. So
Yeah, no, understandable. It's kind of grotesque.
yes, so that is something that they've specifically come to talk to me about. And I know that the Sleepwalkers, while they are small, they definitely have some technology that they have access to. I know that they much prefer to just keep their heads down. They're less about attacking, but I think if you were to talk to them about supporting you in a more subversive way, they could possibly be interested. Now, with that said, there's another group that might be willing to help you out, and he, is kind of like intimating that he wants something in return, and that's the complication.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What do you think that's going to cost us?
I think we've given you lots of information and helped you out lots, and so in return, in the future, I would like for you to go investigate another location for us. However, I'm going to say, based on the amount of help we've given you, you'll have to do it for free. Now, you can take whatever supplies you want from the location itself, but it's one of the ways that you can help us.
I think as long as you're okay with us dealing with potentially the immediate threat first, that is more than reasonable.
I think that is quite reasonable.
You guys cool with that?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
No,
we can do that.
Who's moving into here when they leave?
We are.
Okay, just checking.
You absolutely can. That is absolutely a possibility, just so you are aware. If that ever happens.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's only fair. If they're going to move into my old home, then I should get to move into their old home. I'm just saying.
All right. Well, this will be, how do we call this? What do we say? A big ask, right?
Right.
This will be difficult, but it could be something you possibly could work out. But are you familiar with... And he kind of like looks to the left, kind of looks to the right, kind of like whispers it. Are you familiar with the Ape Empire?
Vaguely.
No.
Continue.
They are a city-state of uplifted primates and other humanoids nestled in a fertile valley. It's in the Barrens. Now, they deal favorably with mutants, but it's rare the human who ventures into their territory and returns to tell the tale. But I've heard it said that Thunder's children, in hopes of giving a bigger, better sacrifice for their, and he kind of like puts it in quotes, gods, that they have attempted and even succeeded at, in the past, mind you, abducting some of their people. In fact, I've heard that they're hoping, because of the recent strike you've put against them, they're trying to win the favor of their gods again, and so I've heard it tell on the winds that Ape Empire has actually recently dealt with one of these abductions. So I know that they are quite angry at Thunder's children, having already been angry and frustrated with humans in the first place. Now, they could prove to be a valuable ally if you could find how to make that work, but few people have.
Yeah.
With that said, this could present an opportunity. And he kind of shrugs.
I appreciate the information.
You're welcome.
Anything else anyone's looking for?
Where's this place you want us to go check out?
Ah, yes. Well, we have one location in the... sorry, let me go back to Roll20 here, because I'm actually looking at a PDF. Because I only got one goddamn screen. I think we decided one was definitely in the Boneyard. And so you would know the
think the other one was in the
boneyard.
boxes.
That's like the city. So you have yet to, yeah. So the city is one option. They've kind of like he tells you there's one what appears to be an old research and development building. It could prove to be an excellent possibility for us. The other option is, which you'll see there, the boneyard. That is the city. Now you know that some of these places can get kind of crazy. The boxes where we currently are is also another possibility. There are several malls in the area, some of which have been abandoned. They would give us the space. I don't know necessarily about the what they currently have in them. But with that said, we don't even know if the R&D facility would have that either. So,
Yeah.
yes.
Well, we'll consider. We'll radio you.
I don't know if it's me, but you were breaking up, so I didn't hear everything.
Oh, it was inconsequential.
Okay. I heard that clearly. All right, so you get some information from the shelter about a possible ally? Question mark. But obviously, all of this is fraught with some type of danger, one way or another. And you guys have some decisions to make about how you want to proceed. There are claims for you to look at. There are upgrades for you to look at stealing. There are plenty of like little threads for possible adventures and runs for you guys to go on, whether it be, you know, against the Night Riders or against the Thunder's Children, or even going back to the Disciples of Rex and taking your people back. Heck, you could even try and do like a diplomatic mission with the Disciples of Rex to smooth things over to see if you can get a temporary ally. It's entirely up to you. But that is the situation as it is. Lots of different things going on, and our players needing to make a decision about what their next run is going to be. So we'll find out that next time. I believe we're, correct me if I'm wrong, but Vindo, you will not be here Monday, correct?
Monday or Wednesday. I'm gone the 27th through the 6th.
Got you. So it could very well be that we might take a break on Glow in the Dark next week, because as far as I understand it, Irish is out as well that same time. So that's 2 players right there. And we'll also talk to Willie and kind of figure out his schedule.
There's a lot happening as well.
Yeah, there's a lot happening as well. So we'll go ahead and get it scored out, set up. Worst comes to worst, I could stream more often now. So either I'll be hanging out with IN Outlaw if they want to, that is, or I'll be playing a game or something, and we'll be streaming same time, same channel next week. So
We can play Grounded, and you can be out mode.
we could play Grounded. We haven't played that in a bit, and we need to keep going. So yeah. All right. Well, until we see you all next time in chat, thank you for coming, and I'll allow all of my friends here to say goodbye as well.
Bye.
Bye.